Assalamu alaikum. This is your computer science teacher, Sir Fawad Akhtar Ansari. Let's resume our pre-release material. We left from this portion and now we start our task 3. But before beginning of task 3, I would like to show you the executable program where we left off. So when we input the name and the license number, it will ask, do you want accessible parking or the general parking? I just decrease the font size of it so you may have a clear vision. Okay, let's do it here. Okay, now it says that do you want accessible or general parking. So if I input A for the accessible parking, then it says that my allocated parking is 1. Now it says, do you want to continue? I say yes, I want to continue. Then it asks me again for the same booking. Now let's suppose if I repeat the same day, which is 5, that I already used here 5. Okay, now I press enter. Okay, I reset my program. Okay, now it says that my allocated number is 2. Let's suppose I input another name and vehicle number. It could be any random number, for example, for the testing purpose. And now if I want general parking, I press G. So it says that my allocated parking number is 20. It says again, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Now I select the same day 5 and this time my allocated number is 3. Now the name of the visitor, let's suppose I type Muhammad and license number, vehicle number is, let's suppose, so I want accessible or general parking. This time I input A, so my allocated number is 2 for the accessible parking. So if you see that when I selected accessible parking here, when I input A here, so my accessible number was 1. Now I input A again for the accessible number, so my allocated number is 2. Now again it is asking because I continue, so I repeat the same day and my name is, let's suppose, okay, and vehicle number. Now this time I select general parking, so my general parking is 19. When I here selected general parking for the, when I press G, then my allocated number was 20. But now when I press G, it allocated me number 19. So this is how it works. Now if I say no, then it will ask me to delete all the records. I press N. It says, do you want to delete all the data? I say, let's suppose no. Then it says that on enter the day. This is a task 3. So let's discuss the task 3 solution. So for the task 3, I declared the variables like total general parking to count the total general parking, because let me show you what is the task 3. There are no such key points because we just need to extend task 2 and we just need to do the output. We need to do the output of number of accessible parking that I used on any of the 14 days. Then we need to display general spaces out of 14 days. Then we need to find out the total number of spaces out of 14 days. Next, we need to find out the number of accessible as spaces used in the 14 days and the general spaces that are used in the 14 days and the number of spaces used in the 14 days. So it is here that used on any day and it is here used in the whole day. So there are two perspectives of the task 3. So that's why I used the total general parking, total accessible parking and total number of parking as integer, and to count the total values I use the total variable. Now I initializes the variable by filling up the default values. Here you can see. Now for the statistics, I inquire the user of the statistics, so enter the day on which the statistics is to be generated. So whatever the day user input, it will be stored in the chosen day. Next, it will display a heading like total number of accessible parking day. So we will count the accessible parking. Then it will display total number of general parking. It will display general parking with the count. And then we will count the total number of parkings that are used on any day of the 14 out of 14 days. Out of the 14 days, any day. So we will use this formula. Okay. Now we will display total number of parking days out of 14 on any of the day. Now next is to find out the total number of parking which are in any day in the 14 days. So I use the variable day count 1 to day max. Day max is a variable where we stored 14 days. So total accessible parking, we have just done the increment using the day count. Same we will do with the general parking, and then our loop will be executed here. Next we will do the total. To find out the total, I added accessible and general parking. So for 14 days, here I have mentioned here along with the variables. This is how it works. This is the end of the task 3. Okay, if you do not understand anything, you may ask me. Okay, let's see the execution of this program here. Let's suppose I input day 5, so I need the statistics for the day 5. So I input 5 over here. As you can see, I input 5. So it will show the parkings, accessible parking 2 I used, and general parking I used, and total parking of 4. And for 14 days, the same result will be generated coincidentally. So I will share the program code and you may test yourself by entering multiple values and let me know what did you find. And thank you so much for attending the class. Allah Hafiz.